Ever felt that cold shiver of fear when you're about to start something new? Don't worry, you're not alone. This fear, often fueled by social anxiety and the dread of self-perception, is a common experience. It's an evolutionary instinct that traces back to our ancestors. Picture this. In the prehistoric era, our survival hinged on our social standing. Being rejected or ostracized could quite literally mean the end. So, this fear of disapproval, this anxiety about how we're perceived, it's not just a figment of our imagination, it's hardwired into our DNA. But here's the catch. While these fears served a crucial purpose in the archaic times, they're not necessarily beneficial in today's world. The stakes have changed. The social risks we face today are unlikely to threaten our survival. While these fears are natural, they may not serve us well in our modern world. So, how do we overcome them? First, let's debunk a common myth that everyone is constantly judging us. Truth be told, people are generally more focused on their own lives, their own worries, and their own aspirations. This perspective is what we're calling the "no one cares" mindset. It's not about feeling insignificant, rather, it's about realizing that we aren't the center of everyone else's universe. Did you know that the average person has over 6,000 thoughts per day? Now, how many of those do you think are really about you? Probably not as many as you'd imagine. It's a liberating realization when you understand that people aren't scrutinizing your every move. They're too caught up navigating their own lives. This mindset helps us overcome the fear of social disapproval that often holds us back from starting something new. It's an empowering way to reduce the weight we place on the perceived judgment of others. Adopting this perspective can significantly alleviate our social anxieties. Our own self-doubt can be a major hurdle, but there's a simple solution: lower the bar. Now, this isn't about underachieving or settling for less. It's about setting realistic and achievable goals that can help us overcome the fear of failure. We often burden ourselves with the pressure of perfection right from the start, but it's essential to recognize that everyone starts with limited expertise. This is where adopting a beginner's mindset comes into play. It's about acknowledging that it's okay to be a novice, to make mistakes, and to learn from them. This mindset can help us to keep our self-imposed expectations in check, making the process of starting less daunting. So, instead of aiming for perfection, aim for progress, however small it may be. By lowering our expectations at the beginning, we can make starting something new less intimidating. Perfection is not attainable, especially when you're just starting out, and that's okay. The truth is, the road to mastery is paved with imperfections. It's in these imperfections that we find our growth, our learning. When starting something new, it's natural to want to get it right the first time. But this pursuit of perfection can often hold us back. It can make us fear the very act of beginning. So, let's shift our mindset. Instead of striving for perfection, let's strive for progress. Let's embrace the fact that our first attempts may not be flawless, but they are steps forward. They are testaments to our courage to try, to learn, to improve. Remember, every expert was once a beginner. Every masterpiece was once a rough sketch. By accepting imperfection, we give ourselves permission to be beginners, to make mistakes, to learn. Accepting that it's okay to make mistakes can liberate us from the fear of starting. Ever spent so much time planning that you never actually start? That's called analysis paralysis. Analysis paralysis. It's like getting caught in a loop where you constantly think, plan, and analyze, but never take the first step. It's the fear of making a mistake, the fear of failure, and the desire to make everything perfect that keeps you stuck in this loop. But here's the thing. Perfection is a myth. It's a moving target that keeps shifting the more you try to reach it. So how do you break free from this loop? By balancing analysis with action. That's right, action. The one thing that analysis paralysis prevents you from doing. It's the antidote to overthinking. And remember, it's okay to overthink as long as it aligns with consistent, purposeful action. Don't let analysis become a hurdle to your progress. Instead, let it guide you in your actions, helping you make informed decisions. Start small. Take one little step at a time. You don't have to have it all figured out before you begin. The key is to just start. Remember, every expert was once a beginner. Every skyscraper started with a single brick. It's the consistent action, the continuous effort that gets you to the finish line. And here's another secret: making mistakes is okay. In fact, it's more than okay, it's necessary. Mistakes are not failures. They are opportunities to learn, to grow, and to improve. So don't be afraid of them. Embrace them. Don't let the fear of making a mistake stop you from starting. Instead, let the desire to learn, to grow, and to improve drive you forward. Let it fuel your actions. Overcoming analysis paralysis doesn't mean you stop analyzing, it means you start acting. So don't let overthinking hold you back. Take action and learn along the way. Remember, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. So take that step, start, act, and watch as you move forward, growing, learning, and improving along the way. Finally, remember that progress is a journey, not a destination. It's like climbing a mountain. The path isn't always straight, and sometimes you might even need to backtrack a little to find a more effective route. The key is to keep moving, keep exploring, and most importantly, keep recognizing where you are on your journey. Think of your progress as stages in a journey, each with its unique characteristics and challenges. You might be at the beginner stage where everything is new and exciting yet also somewhat intimidating, or maybe you've advanced to the intermediate stage where the initial thrill has worn off, but you're starting to see some real improvement. And for those at the mastery stage, the challenge is to keep refining your skills, to keep pushing the boundaries of what you thought possible. Each stage requires a different mindset. For beginners, it's about embracing the excitement of new possibilities and not being deterred by the steep learning curve. For intermediates, it's about persistence and patience, understanding that progress might be slower but is still happening. And for those at the mastery stage, it's about the commitment to continuous improvement, to never stop learning. Adjusting your expectations according to your progress level is essential. If you're a beginner, don't expect to master your new endeavor overnight. If you're an intermediate, don't be discouraged if you're not improving as quickly as you did at the start. And if you're at the mastery stage, understand that even small refinements can lead to significant improvements over time. Remember, the goal isn't just to reach the top of the mountain, it's to enjoy the climb, to appreciate the views along the way, to savor the satisfaction of overcoming challenges, to revel in the knowledge that you're better today than you were yesterday. Consistent action is the key to advancement at any stage. It's about showing up day after day and doing the work, even when it's hard, even when it's not exciting, even when you're not sure if it's making a difference. By acknowledging your progress, you can make the process of starting something new less daunting and more rewarding.